My love probably came from South Padre Island, quite honestly, not Florida. It probably came from South Padre Island, so I was even younger. But all I know is that those were my two dreams. Live by the ocean and write my life story. And writing my life story is going to be a big job, and that's going to take time, and I have to go get a real job because I'm rebuilding my life. And I have to do these things. But I am so proud, as I was thinking about it today, about how far I have come in my dedication. I was talking, I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was like, oh yeah, that's a fun thing I'll talk about. But I was like, I used to feel like I was such a burden to everybody. And I used to think that, where I'm at, I don't know how to describe it, but here's the deal. It's like I literally came so close to losing my life, basically, to fight through mental illness in a way that was the darkest, hardest thing that I've ever gone through. But here I am, riding in my Jeep with the top off, pretty much broke as hell, next to the ocean, being a starving artist and loving every fucking minute of it. And the biggest thing that I think I am so proud about that I've noticed that is really coming to fruition right now is my break of codependency. I really am not codependent on anything else. I think my last codependency break was Daisy being down for 6 weeks because I was dependent on her to keep me happy. But I've learned how to finally get to a point where I love myself enough and I'm understanding things and I'm finally really working through. Like, I'm hoping to God it is the last bit of the trudge of trauma. I'm going to have CPTSD for the rest of my life. I don't think that's going to go away, but it is the trauma that is so dark and terrifying. It's like demons in your head. And so coming out on the other side of the light of that and knowing and looking around and just taking in my surroundings and being like, I did this. I made it. I freaking made it. And I'm okay. I'm not just okay. I might actually be happier than I've ever been before. And I remember when I was happy before, and I didn't think that's one of the reasons why this last 2 years has been so hard. I was so incredibly happy before it all happened that there's no way I was going to get back to that. There's no way it was going to be an achievable goal. Nobody can be that happy twice in life. I lied. I was wrong. However you want to look at it. I am like a whole new person.
Imagine being wrong.
I am like a whole new person, and I have finally become a person that I can truly love myself. That's what it's been missing. I'm so willing to give my love to everybody else and do all these things. And I always want to, try to help other people when I really should have just been putting that focus on myself internally and be the best person for myself and love myself the way that I loved others. And it was for many reasons too hard for me to do. And that was the last bit of my trauma, because you can't love yourself when you feel like a shit, and trauma really can cement you in feeling that way. Which is why it's so crazy that I drove by this place after taking IG down to South Padre Island and being like, no, we need to move to the ocean. And I did this totally asinine crazy thing, pointed out Daisy and said, I'm going to buy that and I'm going to move to the ocean. I'm going to move to the coast. And then I freaking did it. And I don't even, you guys, talk about a leap of faith. Like we're homeless. We're going to the beach, and it is all worked out. And I did it. I managed to pull myself out of the darkness, and I don't know how. Lots of hard work, though. And where it's got me, I will not jeopardize my peace and my, my sacred peace. That's what it is. I will not jeopardize that for anything. But now I'm so capable of being happy even with even less. And I've always been somebody that didn't need a lot to be happy anyway. I've always been one that look at our blessings and try to have a positive knack. I was told in the last 2 years that I was too positive, and that's what got me broken. I think it's partially right. But no, I had conversations today where whatever everybody's going to do, I don't have any anger towards any of the relationships that have fallen by the way anymore. That's some other beautiful thing is, since doing the podcast, this has helped me so much to get over the things I couldn't let go of, and I'm letting go of them because I don't need that shit in my life. And literally, and knowing that I have the power to walk away, and that I feel so self-empowered, and breaking codependency and getting and just holding on and fighting through the trauma. I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself that we made it here. I'm proud of my family, but I'm proud of myself because there were days where I just didn't know and that would ever be something I could say about myself again. And I'm so thankful. And to drive even just around, in a block, it's it's a little bit more than a block, but a couple mile radius around where I live, and just driving in Daisy. And she's old, and she's, she's a 2002. It's not like it, it's not a brand new Jeep. I didn't go, hey, let me go spend, $75K on the new freaking Rebirth, but it's mine. It's all mine. It's my apartment. It's my Jeep. It's my life. And I'm okay with the way it's at. And that's amazing. I'm like a completely reborn person myself. And I just, I hope that everybody can find their way that struggles with this kind of stuff. Like, I hope that they can find their way to, to a level of happiness. And it's not even, it's not that I don't have any struggles, and it's not that days aren't still hard, and it's not like everything's perfect. It's just that the imperfections don't feel as heavy anymore. And I'm proud of being able to weather them. And and don't get me wrong. I mean, it's hard sometimes, but if I don't give thanks in the moments that I can look around and I can just look and I told somebody once when we were having a meal, I said, he was like, why are you being so quiet? That's not like you. And I said, because sometimes you just have to take a minute and you need to take in your surroundings and recognize this is a really good feeling in your moment and etch it in your memory. I feel like that every single time that I get to go drive Daisy. And that's a beautiful thing.